everybody. This is Darla, and I'm super excited to be interviewing Sylvia Jones. She's out in Florida. I'm over here in San Diego. How long has it been since you and I met?
I started MAHC in the middle of February, so that's when we personally started having contact.
June, July, 5 months.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit, in a couple minutes, a little bit about where you were 5 months ago.
5 months ago, I just moved out of an abusive marriage after 20 years, and I was, not really deeply depressed, but I could not really enjoy things everybody else would enjoy, and everything was difficult for me. I really was working hard to build business, and it just would not grow. And I kind of felt deep inside that it has to do with me. It has to do with me, with my lack of self-esteem, but I didn't know what to do. And I was just so sad about this because I got so stuck. And then I met you, Dala, and I saw the MAHC course advertisement, and I knew, and the sign, okay, if you need an exit, here's the exit, so exit sign. So, and I messaged you, and I thought, okay, I've got to do this. If I'm not doing this, nothing will ever change. So here I am.
What have you been through in 5 months?
The first thing I learned in MAHC was how I can get myself above the line. I lived always below the line, not anymore actually at the bottom, but always below the line. And I knew there's more in life that I wanted for myself. So, and when I started with MAHC, I found a way that I can always be above the line. So now I'm always above the line, and many times I just shoot up. I am so happy. Accomplish a lot of things, and then I go back being above the line to a normal, balanced, whatever, and that was the first change that instantly took place. The second big thing that happened to me was when I woke up in the past, I always was depressed, and I always felt bad about myself, and I didn't know what to do. And then I tried really to fight myself through the day to do whatever I had to do. And then I learned this calendar mapping, and then I started scheduling the first things in the morning that I do that would make me feel good about myself. And I did this, and I'm still doing this every day. I schedule the first things that I do in the morning, and I wake up, and I already know, wow, now I'm going to do this, and that will make me feel great about myself. And then I will make this, and then I go swimming, and after swimming, I will have my coffee. And before I just start working, I'm already way up above the line. So those are the two things that brought instantly change. And the list is going on and on.
I love it. And I understand that you've also been able to conquer some major fears that you used to have in your life, some phobias, by being able to go through those. Share a little bit about your biggest one.
Yeah, I was always afraid of flying. I always loved to travel, and I traveled a lot. But when I was way younger, in my late 20s or so, I came to a point when I was traveling that I got really panic attacks, and the flight attendants, she had to come to me and had to help me and help me breathing. But I was really freaking out, and I was really getting paralyzed when the next trip would come up. So, and when I started MAHC, I think it was 2 months or so, I was in MAHC already. And we had something coming up with Send-Out Cards, Promptings Academy in Houston. So, and I was so looking forward, and I totally forgot about my fear of flying. And I was sitting on the plane, and I thought, okay, where's the fear? And it was just gone. It was gone. I did not have to try to overcome. I did not have to try really do all my breathing techniques or calm myself down or drink wines. Many times I just drank a glass or 2 glasses of wine so I could relax. So, and I was sitting there and waiting, when is the panic attack is coming? And it was just gone. And on the flight back, it was the same thing. And then I thought maybe I should become a flight attendant. So I said, no. But this option, having this option, that was just amazing. It was a breakthrough for me, emotionally and personally. And I thought, well, that's just so great. And the other thing is really dealing with guilt. I've been through a lot of traumatic things in my life, things that were not my fault, some things that were my fault, and I did things that I could not undo and had really to live with the consequences. And yeah, since I started MAHC, I was dragged along by this package of guilt and shame. So, and then I started MAHC, and when you start doing the MAHC program, you learn real quick the principles. So it's a principle, and every problem that comes your way, you start, dealing with the same way. First, I was going above the line. There was a principle that I worked every day. Then I get rid of fear of flying, and then came this guilt thing, and I had one phone call with Darla, and she said, "Make a switch in your mind." And we hang up, and I was sitting there, and I said, okay, I really was speaking the words. I announced the problem, and then I said, okay, now I make the switch, and now it will be different. And from that moment, it was just different, and I could really deal with the emotions. And when these situations came up, I could instantly go above the line, deal with it, think differently about it, what made me feel better within this problem. The problem wasn't gone, but I felt better, and that was a big thing.
Oh, Sylvia, when I hear you talk, it just makes me so happy, because I've been going through this with you from where you started, you know. And when you start, it's a lot of tears and crying and fear and unknown and unawareness, and now it's like, and I like I tell everybody, through it, your lenses are gonna change, and you know, everybody can see, except for blind people. Actually, blind people have better vision than people who can see because of their senses. But we can see, but we don't have vision, and we can hear, but we don't know how to listen. And have you learned how to listen?
Yes. Oh, wow. That is so amazing. First time when we had this unit, I had a meeting with a woman. We were sitting at a Starbucks somewhere, I think. I'm not quite sure. Doesn't matter. And she was talking away, and I thought, oh my gosh, we will never have a real conversation. When is it my turn? When can I share? And then I remembered the unit where we learned about listen. When you listen, you will connect. So she was talking, and we were not connecting. And then I thought, okay, I've really got to listen. I have to be serious. So I made the switch again. And I started focus on her and really listen to every word she was saying. And then it turned out she shared her life story, and we both were in tears, and we had such a strong connection, and that was just amazing. And that happened since then. And every conversation I'm in now has a totally different depth of structure, of, I don't know, meaning. Sometimes as a German person, I don't know the right words, whatever. But that has really changed.
I like how you said depth, because that's really what it is. So many people are superficial. They live on the superficial outside edges on relationships. But when you learn how to connect, you get deep into the person, and that is where the connection actually happens. That's where we tap into real relationships. Right.
And what I realized is when I start listening and the connection takes place, it makes me feel so happy. It's something happens here. I listen, and you become a part of the other person's life. And that makes me feel so happy. And it's just amazing.
Yes. In 5 months, what has changed about the relationships that are in your life?
Wow. I went yesterday to a networking group, and when I started in that group 3 years ago, I didn't dare to look any woman into the eyes, because I was so depressed and I felt so bad about myself. Yesterday I went to the meeting and people came and they wanted to talk with me, and people wanted to schedule meetings with me, and people wanted to hear about my business. And I thought, oh my gosh, what is this? I'm not even doing anything. I was just standing there. I was not even in a big mood or whatever, but people just came and they wanted to talk. And I have already scheduled 3-4 appointments for the next week. And at work at Publix as well, 2 days ago, I'm not allowed actually to share my business there. But sometimes people they pull it out of you, and somebody signed up. So, and that was amazing. It just happened. I did not go out to try.
Can you see the hairs on my arm?
Yeah, I see that.
And what's happened is you've become attractive. your
Yes.
energy and your vibrational frequency, and anybody that's watching this right now has to have a smile on their face just watching you, because your vibrational frequency is in an abundant state. And when most people start in MAHC, they don't understand where their vibration is. They're doing all the right things. They're going to all the events. They're going to seminars. They're going and taking business courses, but they can't figure out why they're not getting results. And it's because their vibrational frequency is in a distractive state versus attractive. So isn't it crazy how now you can see just by looking in the mirror, oh, I'm not vibrating. And you can see other people and you see how they're vibrating without even them opening their mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, and the latest breakthrough, if I can have this 1 minute to share what just happened the last days. Yeah, I'm still kind of with my new situation, living by myself and everything. So I really manage all my finances. So so I decided, okay, I need to cut off the internet. That means my big desktop is useless. So if it's useless, I have to sell it. And that was emotionally for me hard. So, but I did it. And as soon as I did it and I had no internet anymore, that was a breakthrough, because now I have to think, okay, where do I go to do my work? So, and I go now to Starbucks or other places. I schedule it. Yeah, I have my routine in the morning. Then I go for 2 hours in my new office, Starbucks, and then I work. And that was a breakthrough, that I go out of my comfort zone. I'm not sitting here at home by myself, and I connect just when I work with people. And this is a totally new realm for me that I just stepped in, and that makes me feel, I feel like flying.
That's awesome. And so you're noticing now that you're around new people, now you're noticing that you have the ability to attract people into your life.
And now I want to go out and want to do it. I really want to go out and do it. And that's just so great.
Oh, Sylvia, I'm so excited for you. This is only 5 months of your 1-year program. Can you imagine where you're going to be in a year?
I don't know. Somewhere in space.
I'm so excited for you. Oh, is there anything that you'd like to share if you're talking to somebody out there who has, you've learned the 4 things that create success are people who read books versus watch TV, who become obsessed with their industry or field to be able to read and learn, and people who journal. You're journaling on a daily basis now. What has journaling done for you?
It has opened a door that I started daring to look at my life without being ashamed, especially when it comes dealing with things in the past.
I love
and it. That was big. Without you, my mentor, I couldn't break through in any of those areas. And it's just impossible without having somebody who is really speaking this encouragement into your life. And sometimes it just needed one word or just one connection, and everything switched around, and you can just go and run. And so now, just even if we don't talk for a while, I just know what you would say. So I think about something, I know what you would say, and that already is doing the job. And yeah, everybody needs a mentor.
That's awesome. Sylvia, thank you so much. I am just so honored and privileged and proud of you that I know I tell you all the time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you, Sylvia. I appreciate you so much, and we'll be connecting again.
Amazing. Bye. Love you. Bye-bye.
Love you too. Bye.